Hello, TikTokers. The tick to the talkers. Welcome to my live broadcast of Vinyl. Today is going to be our second live broadcast where we're going to go to my collection. We're going to pick an album. We're going to talk about it for a few minutes, see what y'all think. Maybe have some conversation. I'll tell you a little bit of background about what's going on with that particular album, why I picked it, why I like it, what it does for me. You tell me what it does for you. Then we archive these uber fun experiences and we throw them up on a bunch of different platforms. So I always start with a little flash of the collection. So here's my collection. And yes, those are drums in the corner. I'm a professional drummer, have been for many, many years. We're in the middle of a basement remodel, so that's why they're in the corner and not downstairs set up, being ready to play it. But let's go pick a record. Let's see what we're feeling like, and let's talk about it today. All right, what do we got? I spy with my little eye something that still gets me excited to this day. Yesterday we talked about the Residents. A lot of people don't know who the Residents are, and that's okay. Today, I think we're going to talk about the Grateful Dead. Now, it's interesting. The Grateful Dead is one of those bands that splits. By the way, I love my hat. I love my vinyl record hat. I don't remember where I got it, but I love wearing it. So again, this is my lunch break. We're going to do vinyl. I just flashed my collection. I picked something randomly and we talk about it. This one has gotten a whole hell of a lot of use, so much so that the plastic needs to be replaced. But again, we're talking about the Grateful Dead. Today we're going to talk about a record store release that was a limited edition of about 8,000 copies. This is copy number, who knows? Does it even say? I don't know. Sometimes I care about that stuff, sometimes I don't. I think it's on the record cover itself, but anyway, the Grateful Dead release, this is probably about 10 years ago. It's Hampton 79. Here's the cover. Okay. So Hampton 79, what's important about that? Well, we're making our way into the 80s. You got about 90 minutes of music on there. It's Brent's third show with the band, right? And we all know that Brent and Jerry had a very special relationship. They played off of each other really, really well. This album was remastered from the original tapes by a gentleman named Jeffrey Norman. It's 2 albums. It's 180-gram vinyl, which gives it a little bit more depth. And if I'm looking at the lineup's pretty awesome, actually. The songs are all like straight up in my field house of songs that I love. Here's the back cover, by the way. Pretty cool. The drawing is crude, which is what I think is fun about it. Right? So the lineup of the songs, the first record on side 1 is Loser, New Minglewood Blues, Don't Ease Me In, and Passenger, which is cool because it's a mix of old and new, right? Obviously, Don't Ease Me In goes all the way back to the Warlock days. And for those of you who are Grateful Dead new, the original, that's Oakley, by the way. Hi, Oakley. The original Grateful Dead was called The Warlocks, and Don't Ease Me In was a Warlocks song. Whereas a song like Passenger is much newer and was just starting to get its legs live. Side 2 was I Need a Miracle, followed by Bertha, Good Lovin', and Ship of Fools. Ship of Fools being one of my all-time favorite ballads. Side 3, Estimated Profit and Eyes of the World, takes up the whole side. What does that tell you? They're jamming. And then side 4 is Truckin', an unbelievable Stella Blue, and then ends with Around and Around, which is a little bit less of a popular song. But what's important about this particular performance? Hampton 79, right? It's on the Rhino label. Rhino has had everybody from Zappa to, I don't know, cross multiple genres. What's important about this album? This album versus what you would hear today with the John Mayer version, the tempos are anywhere from 15 to 30 BPMs. I don't know about co-hosting, so Suleiman, thank you for asking. I don't know how that works, so I'm going to decline, but thank you for asking. And I see so many folks who have joined. I see Jared, I see Andrew, I see Alex, I see Wade, I see a bunch of people, so thank you all so much. Throwing roses is great if you have them. If not, I'm certainly thankful for your presence. But coming back to what I was saying, the important piece of this album is this is where you start to see the tempos take off. And you're anywhere, I would say, from 15 to 30 BPMs faster per song, just because of the affect, the sociocultural implications, and the time, and then you're really starting to hear Brent Midland come into his own in terms of organ playing and piano playing, which is exciting. The other thing, if we're being straight and direct, is this is in the advent of cocaine in the 80s. I do not support cocaine usage. I think it's its own thing, but it's pretty clear that was rampant in the band at the time, and so I think that has affect on their playing, just like any of the other drugs that they were experimenting with. But also it makes the album super exciting. There's a level of energy. It's palpable on songs specifically like Bertha and Don't Ease Me In, where it's just picking up really quick. For those of you who know the song Don't Ease Me In, it's got that da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, don't ease, right in the beginning. So you have that, like, drummers, we call it a shuffle, just a straight shuffle. Not a Texas shuffle, not a flat tire, none of that stuff. It's just pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa. But it's more like ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, don't ease, right? So it's a little bit quicker. And that's what's super exciting about it in particular. In the comments here, tell me what you think. Do we have any Deadheads here in the watch list? What do you like about the Grateful Dead, and is there something about the early 80s? And this is pre In the Dark, Touch of Grey Grateful Dead. So not quite where like the music production has all the gates and the synthy sounds. This is just going from that 70s vibe to like, all right, lots more energy in the 80s. And Brent is really starting to come into his own. So it's really nice to hear him on here. The standout tracks on this record, and I'm going to show it again because there's a lot more people on the list here now. Here's the front cover. Here's the back cover. Very crudely drawn, but gives a really cool vibe. The standout tracks on here, hands down, are Ship of Fools, Stella Blue. I do like the ballads the best. And then for the up-tempo stuff, I love the New Minglewood Blues, and I do love the Don't Ease Me In. So anyway, any favorites of those songs? Tell me in the comments right now. I'm going to give you a second. Hi, Brody. Hi, Max. Hi, CJ. Hi, Wesley. All right, so we got about 25 on today. This is awesome. So cool to see everybody on today's vinyl. Just to reiterate before we shut down for our 10 minutes, today's review was Grateful Dead, Hampton 79, a record store day release, one of 7,900 copies, a 180 gram version of the beginning of Brett Midland's role in the Grateful Dead. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, shoot me a line. I will copy this and I will repaste it onto both TikTok and YouTube. I will copy this and I will repaste it onto both TikTok and YouTube. See you tomorrow. I may do an extra one later today too, just because I'm enjoying this. But if you have any questions or any comments, criticisms, virtual high fives, I like virtual high fives. I look forward to hearing from you. Cheers.